Hi guys, it's Marky. Here is another speed build I am doing today. Rose Seidler House by Harry Seidler. So this is a 19. This house is a real house. It's in Sydney. It was built in the 1950s. I think 1950 to be exact, but I can't remember exactly. So yeah, this is sort of like a really square, sort of modernist open plan style home. Um, so it took me a while, as you can see, to this is sped up really fast. This first part, to get it all to sort of work, because it is a strangely like shaped house. Like it sits on top of another box. Here's a screenshot coming up of the real house, as you can see there. So as you can see, the main living area sort of sits on top, and so I had to work out the terrain and everything, which took quite a while to work out like how to get the terrain right. So there was that sort of outside area on the top that you could just step out to, but still be like the second story. So yeah, there was a lot of playing around with columns and everything to get the top right, and there's like sort of rock features that come out the bottom, like those, as you can see, they sort of protrude from the building. So yeah, just a lot of figuring that out. Once I worked that out, as you can see, I've got the main floor plan, like the main floor, ready to go there. So I'm just sort of working out where to put everything, like the stairs, because the entrance is down there on the bottom that I'm making now, and so the stairs go up into sort of like the main living area. So yes, I sped this up quite fast because it took a really long time to sort of get it all to work properly, as you can see. But in the end, I thought it came out pretty good, and I was pretty happy with it. I guess it's not exact to the real house. A few things, like I think some of the rooms are a little bigger, but I wanted to make it sort of like, sort of semi-luxurious home, just because, I like that sort of thing. And but to the original, like as well as I could get it on The Sims, I did. Working out the windows was hard because there's none that are really like the ones in the real house. So I just used sort of big ones, which is very modernist, and yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I think it came out like as a Sims version. I think it came out like pretty close to the original. Like, um, spent a lot of time on it, and yeah, I really wanted it to, because I really liked this house. I did a school project on it, and it's because I'm actually a building designer. So yeah, one of my first assignments on the history of architecture, I did this house. So yeah, I thought it would be really cool, and I really like building in The Sims because you get a really feel of what it sort of looks like to live in a place like that on The Sims, because you can sort of zoom in and like move around and see what it sort of looks like as an actual like living environment. So I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, just yeah, doing the roof now. It's just a flat roof, so not too stressful. Just yeah, just getting it right. Um, as you can see, I put those sort of fence things over to just sort of give the roof a little bit of a. Oh yeah, I'll take them away. That's just me experimenting, but yeah. So the car is downstairs. There's like a car space for it, which I thought was pretty cool. It's pretty much undercover car parking. So um, I could have made a garage where that second big bit is downstairs, where I'm putting the door there, but I just didn't. I liked having the car just sort of like under as a underneath as like a carport thing. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, so yeah, just working out the doors. I wanted to make it look 50s, but like modernist 50s. So I sort of used that orangey wood grain door inside to give it that sort of. I don't know if you see in like sort of like 70s houses, but it would have been pretty like new then in the 50s. That sort of style I thought was pretty cool. I just used like I mainly used just the really big windows, some of the small ones, some sliding doors. There just to sort of give it that openness feel because it's a very open plan, very glassy house. So it's got to sort of have that element to it. So yeah, just work out. There was actually a ramp there in the real house where I put those stairs outside, but you can't really do a ramp in The Sims, so I just had to sort of make it look like the ramp, but with steps, and I think it came out pretty good, so I was pretty happy with that. So just working out the walls inside, I did them all white because that's very sort of modern and just so that flat white look. The whole house is just really white, the real one, so that was easy enough. There is like a wall mural thing on one of the walls. You'll see I do sort of like a pattern thing, and then make the door like sort of blend in. So I thought that looked pretty cool. Um, so yeah, it took me a long time to sort of work out what theme I wanted, but once I got it, I sort of just sort of went with it, and I think it came out pretty good. I think it came out very like modernist 50s. It sort of looks more 70s, but um, I think this was a sort of like very cutting edge house at the time, so I thought the furniture and the colours and everything worked out all right. Yeah, so that's just me working out the steps, what steps I want. I think I went with I can't remember what steps I went with, but yeah, I made them look wooden, like timber. So outside is like decking. I did the walls like the white render, but it's got like a hint of warm tone to it, so it doesn't look completely flat blank. Um, so I did those green carpets in the bedrooms, which I thought looked very. They look sort of more 70s, but I think it's still suited. I think it's pretty cool. In the tiles I went for in the bathrooms and stuff, it's that sort of blue and yellow look, and then I do all the bathroom fittings yellow. You'll see that's that rock feature wall inside, and then there's the rock protruding rock walls, as you can see. If you look at some pictures of the rear house, you can see that's what that is. That's what's there. Um, so the step down to outside, I had to put a foundation in just to make it work. Here I'm just doing some terrain paint. So that's the entry walkway, and then that's the driveway. And the car space is in front of that like red door thing. So you'll see when I put the car in. But so that's just one of the rock wall coming up inside. As you can see, I sort of played around a lot with the creator style tool, just to sort of get it all to look sort of proper. And outside there, I'm just putting in a rock wall thing, the divider, which is in the real house, just to sort of breaks up from that kitchen to that like sort of living area that walks outside. So you'll see that I'm just doing some of the walkway and stuff. I tried to get it as accurate as possible, but it's never going to be 100% because especially in The Sims, it's just sort of you got to work with what you have, the tools you do have in The Sims, but you can still make something that looks really cool. So I really liked it. So I just put in some pillars. The real pillars in the real house are sort of really thin, sort of like those metal pole style, but I couldn't find anything like that, so I just used these ones, which still look really modern, and I matched them to the color of the walls. So yeah. So that's me just working out to put a fireplace in. I couldn't decide really on a fireplace, so then I went with that sort of like I don't know, that Soylent Green futuristic style one. You'll see in a minute. I just put it in there. That one, yep. So yeah, now I am just doing some more terrain paint. Now I'll do some trees. The real house, there's a lot of trees around it, so I thought I'd just put a fair few trees at the back. Like the front in the real one is actually pretty scarce. Like there's like hardly any plants at the front, so I put more in than is in the real one. But there is a lot of trees at the back, so I sort of got that pretty accurate, I think. So that's just me putting in some flowers into the cloves and a lot of bushes around because the part of where this house is, I think it's quite bushy, so sort of tried to make it look a bit more realistic with all those bushes there. So yeah, as you'll see here, I experiment with doing the garden. Yeah, I try put some rocks in and then some flowers, and I thought it came out pretty good. Like the real one doesn't have this, but I actually like this. I think it's pretty cool, so I left it, and because it looks so bare without any like sort of flowers or anything, so I just sort of thought, what the hell, it's a Sims house. It doesn't have to be, exactly the same as the original. But yeah, that's just me working out gravel around there, just so, yeah, just sort of give it that gravel look rather than just all grass there. I thought all grass there looked a bit, it just didn't look that modernist, so yeah, I went with the gravel there, which looks pretty good. Um, so you can see, I like the chimney thing coming out of the roof. I thought that actually looked really good on the like flat, plain white roof. So it does look very modernist. With the grass, I went with that sort of dried out grass and went over it again with a touch of the mowed grass just to sort of give it. It looked too lush. It looked too like it was in, it's in a like a really lush place, and the grass in Australia is quite dried out at times, because it's quite hot here, so I thought that looked more fitting. This is a wall mural, which is in the real one. I couldn't get the exact same pattern, but I tried to make it sort of like look the same. It is a different pattern and stuff, but I tried to sort of make it the same. If you look at the real one online on Google Images, you'll see that mural, and you'll see it's not the same, but that's the closest I could get it. So yeah, I think it still came out pretty cool. In the real one, the door does match. It's sort of hidden there, so I did that to sort of, yeah, sort of make it look like that. I thought it looked really cool. As you can see, that's where the car space is. I put a like old style car because it is a house from the 50s, so I wanted to make it like it was in the 50s. So as you'll see, I furnish it very old school. There's no TV. Obviously, you can put one in if you download it, but I just didn't put one in because I thought it looked more like retro that way. There's just a lot of sitting areas and sort of like a playroom study thing. So you'll see as I do it. So the entry I wanted. This is a very like art style modernist home. So I wanted to sort of like walk in. It feels a bit, like a bit like a gallery, a bit artistic and stuff. This is the garage. This is sort of like not the garage because the car's not parked in there, but it's more like a workroom sort of thing, like a sort of like a garage, but you don't park the car in there. So this is upstairs. I'm working out the furniture in the lounge. I don't think I'm very happy with because to me it just looks too much like a lodge or something. Like it doesn't look modernist. It just looks like it's in a lodge home, especially with that rock wall. So yeah, I wasn't really happy with that, but I just sort of left it because I couldn't be bothered going back. But as you'll see, I do a lot to the walls. I use those lights because I thought it was hard to find one that was actually like old school. So I thought they were like in the orange color. I thought that was sort of like what I was looking for, a little bit different, but sort of. So I just went with them. I went with those big ones in the kitchen and the service areas because yeah, they're ugly, but I think back then they were sort of modern and stuff. So yeah, I just put them in. So this is sort of like a sitting area to look out the window. Um, this is the dining area. It's not really a room because it's quite small, but yeah, it is a four-seater, and that's how the real one is sort of. It's on the other side in real life, but whatever. So this is me just wait. This is called the playroom. I don't know what they had in the 50s, but this is what a playroom is apparently. Sort of like you can sort of study there. You can do projects. There's that sort of that big table with some stools you can do projects on and write and read and do all that sort of stuff. So it's sort of like a study area. So this is me just doing the decorations in the living area. So there's actually like sort of like shelving that goes all on that wall in the real house, but I just couldn't find any sort of shelves to do that with. So I went with this. You'll see I sort of do three of those tables together with move objects on, and I thought it came out alright. I mean, it might not be 50 style, but I tried, so gotta give me that. Yeah, so I put some things on the walls and on the tables, just sort of give it a lived-in look and all that. I think I did go a bit overboard with the furnishings, especially because it's a modernist home. They tend to be more scarce and a lot cleaner, but you know, whatever. So yeah, that's just me putting stuff on the walls. That's that playroom, which I thought came out really, really nice. Um, there's trophy cabinets on the walls. The thing with this house is, I assume that Sims that live here are quite proud of themselves, and they're quite artistic, and they like to show off everything they have and all their trophies and all that. So this is me doing the kitchen. I went with the simple one in white, the simple counter, because the rest didn't really fit. And I looked at the real pictures of the kitchen of this house, and I thought they were the only ones that really matched, sort of. So I just went with them. And the top counter, there was no top counters that there was no cabinets that matched those bottom counters, so I had to go with them, which didn't really match, but oh well. Yeah, I put in 2 sinks there. I thought 2 looked cool, especially with that big window there. I went with this green fridge because I thought it was very like 50s, I don't know, and I'll do the same to the stove, you'll see, but I just thought to have that like splash of colour in there. It might be more 70s, but you know, this is a theme I went for, sort of 50s to 70s, so maybe these things could have moved in the 70s and redecorated or something, but yeah, I didn't put a dishwasher in because I'm not sure if they had them in the 50s, so I just sort of left it. I did put a microwave in, but again, I'm not sure, so yeah, who knows. But I should have looked it up, but was too busy doing this, so so yeah, I put that light there with that study table and just a few furnishings, like just to sort of some soft furnishings, just to sort of make it look more lived in. So yeah, there's that sort of walk-in pantry in the kitchen, as you saw. This is the master bedroom, so it has a ensuite, no walk-in robe, but I put the dresser on the side, as you'll see soon. But so this is me just working out where to put the you know the sitting table where you do your makeup and all that stuff. I didn't know where to put it, but I ended up changing all that right now. I think you'll see, yeah. So yeah, no, that gets moved there, and yeah, I end up putting that big mirror there. Here I sort of do 2 mirrors and then a couch. I thought that looked really cool because it was really bare over there. It's a really big room. I got that couch to match that mural outside because I thought it was really cool to have some matching furniture out there and in the house. So yeah, so me doing the bathrooms now. I sort of made it look pretty old school, I reckon, especially with that tub, which is, I think, pretty ugly, but it sort of matches the house. Same with the toilet, but I think it sort of matches the theme I'm going for now. I actually like it, like in this house, so I don't think it's ugly or anything in the right sort of context, you know, like this house. So yeah, so that main bathroom's on the left, and then the ensuite is sort of, yeah, on the right there. But they're pretty much identical. The only thing is the master ensuite has 2 sinks, which they probably didn't do that back then, but it's pretty common now, and I think is really cool. This is just the second bedroom, which is pretty small. Oh, that's the dresser. I forgot to put it in, so I put it in now. Yeah, just a clock, that old clock thing up there. So I put the brass double bed because I thought it looked old school, and so the dresser with those old school lamps, and yeah, there's that old school um, car picture thing. But I don't know, I just had a blank. So that is the third bedroom, which is quite small. And I think in the real house, it's actually that room is just divided with a curtain, but I thought I'd just put a door. Um, so yeah, made that room look a bit more antique-y, maybe like a bit older than 50s, but you know, sort of suited. Maybe they inherited some furniture. Um, so yeah, this is me doing the outside area. You'll see I get it to match that mural, so I thought that was pretty cool to have the furniture matching the mural. So yeah, those chairs I changed to it, and yeah, I make sort of like a 4 seat table setting that all matches, except the top of the table I left white. I thought it was too much if I did the top of the table matching as well. But yeah, so yeah, I forgot to do that at the start. That's like an opening, so it's sort of like open under there. It's not meant to be fully covered or anything. So yeah, that's just the laundry down there, and all in all, I think it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's a pretty cool house. It's very close to the original. Here comes the screenshot, so that's all from me, but thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.